things. So let's hear more about the nuclear crisis and about this. So what it could be, how it can could be disastrous, and what are the solutions for them that we will also be talking about. So to lead us about the topic about the nuclear crisis and all what it is. So with us we have distinguished Dr. B.M. Mishra. He is retired scientist with Baba Atomic Research Center, Bark, Mumbai, and he was at he was at the peaceful uses of nuclear energy for the benefit of the mankind. So he has set up a membrane desalination plant at various of the places in the country. He has also established large size of desalination plant using water waste heat from the nuclear reactors, and he has in-depth study of the electrical non-electric applications of a nuclear energy, and for which he has gone to IAEA Vienna also. He has published many of her research papers on uses and applications of a nuclear energy, and he is member with many of our scientific societies who is serving for the benefit of the mankind. So let's hear Mr. B.M. Mishra, sir, to know about what all about the nuclear energy and the disastrous scenarios that it can create. Sir, the stage is yours. Please guide us through your talk.
Thank you, Amit ji.
Welcome.
At the outset, I'm grateful to my erstwhile colleague, Dr. Rayan Pandey, my DRC colleague. He himself has been very much involved in the radioactive waste management, so safely that there is no any exposure to the public. I also pay my deep respect to the distinguished speaker here today. It's my pleasure to be part of this webinar. Let me first tell the inevitability of nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is inevitable. Why? Because there is a talk of climate change worldwide today. And climate change is because of the greenhouse gases emission, mostly carbon dioxide, of course methane also. And this comes from the fossil fuel like coal, oil and gas. So worldwide, because of this, there is a rise in the temperature of the earth. So worldwide, scientists have met and decided to reduce the fossil fuels with the renewable energy, and so that the temperature never rises more than 1.5 degrees centigrade. Of the renewable energy, solar and wind, they are renewable energy, and nuclear energy and hydro are the non-fossil energy. India has promised to reduce the fossil fuel power consumption by 230 to 40% from today's 60%. And this will be contributed by solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear energy. Out of all these four, nuclear energy is not only for power, but it is having strategic applications as a nuclear deterrent. So nuclear energy has got two aspects. The deterrent, worldwide, all powerful countries have got a nuclear deterrent, and of course the nuclear power. Today, India total power generation is 390 gigawatt. And out of that, renewable and fossil fuel contribution, including the nuclear, is around 140 gigawatt. Gigawatt means 1,000 megawatt. So slowly, this four energy will replace the fossil fuel. And India has also promised, every country has promised, that they will reduce the zero emission, they will make the zero emission by 2050 to 2070. But India has promised to do it by 2070. Now, this is the role of the nuclear energy because it gives the power, what you call base load operation. The nuclear power production, the capacity factor is 90 to 95%. Unlike solar and wind, they are depending on the solar insolation and the wind velocity. And they require storage, because if the wind is not there, the wind power is not there. If the sun is not there, the solar power is not there. So a lot of work is going on in the storage. But that's why the nuclear energy is being thought of a essential part of the energy mix. Now, having said that, I would like to come to this topic. Worldwide nuclear power are established with a very high degree of safety standards. Every nuclear plant has got a redundancy. Every equipment has got a duplicate or triplicate. If one equipment fails, the other will work. So there is a high degree of safety standards. All the nuclear power worldwide, they are established after a very high degree safety evaluation. Like in India, there is an Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. It only approves all the safety aspects of a nuclear power. Actually, nuclear power in general, there should be minimum exposure to the public. That's why that's the way they are designed. I tell you, the limit of exposure to the public is expressed in the radiation absorbed dose. That is expressed in a rem or millisievert. Millisievert is around, the common public should not get more than 1 millisievert per year. So that is the standard from which the nuclear power stations are established. I feel the word this nuclear leakage, my suggestion is, leakage is a continuous phenomenon. And, instead of leakage, accidental release of the radiation, that is what I feel it is a matter of consideration. Leakage means all the time something is leakage. I don't think nuclear powers are established where leakage will be continuous. Only by accident there will be some radiation exposure, and we have to consider that. I'll give an example of the exposure. Nagasaki and Hiroshima, I have already mentioned you the exposure limit as millisievert. Nagasaki and Hiroshima, the exposure was 45,000 millisievert. And of course, it had disastrous effect. Fukushima had a radiation exposure of 150 millisievert. And at this dose, you start feeling system of the bad effects of the radiation. In Chernobyl also, the exposure was around 10s or maybe 20s millisievert. So, problem is, there is as Guruji told, the radiation exposure, or what you call a leakage, I will call it radiation exposure from the nuclear installation, because let us ignore the atomic explosion bombs and all that. Let us concentrate on the nuclear power establishment. I will say that the trouble is psychological. Unlike heart attack, unlike diabetes, unlike kidney, the disease. But here, you don't know. Once the radiation exposure is there, not at the very high level, at the high level you know. But at the lower level of, let us say, 10 millisievert or 20 millisievert, no symptoms are there. But so is the psychology because of the Nagasaki and Hiroshima and the accidents of the 3 Mile Island or Chernobyl or Fukushima. The people get scared. And there is the role of yoga, I feel. Psychology, unlike heart attack, I don't think yoga may be there, but heart attack, kidney, or diabetes, they are a different issue. Radiation exposure, not high degree of exposure, but low degree of exposure, it has to do with a lot of psychology. And definitely, yoga is going to work, as Guruji has said, that the whole issue of treating the psychological factor is coming in, and the yoga is going to be very helpful. And actually, you know that all scientists are also spiritual. Take it from Einstein to Newton, at least we have read all the literature. of the scientists, they also believe in God. They also are spiritual in nature. So it is not 180 degree apart. I mean, some spirituality is there in the science also. Now, in the end, I will say that as far as Indian nuclear power stations are concerned, the doses are taken regularly, and they are in the range of microsievert, 10 to 100 microsievert. A microsievert is 1,000th of millisievert. So there is no problem in the regular operation of the nuclear power station. Nuclear power, of course, Dr. Pandey has been actively involved in all the fuel cycles are taken very care. Nuclear power operation, radioactive waste management, and again the recycling of the effluents. So there is a closed cycle, and everywhere lot of precautions are taken. But of course, by accident, by man-made accident, or by, as Guruji said, tsunami or earthquake, these things can happen, and one has to definitely, and all these things will be playing a psychological role on the human being, in spite of all the safety factors taken. So I think this is a very good topic which has been chosen. Beg pardon? Should I continue?
Yes, sir.
You are
Please, if
audible,
you
sir.
have, you can. Please.
I'm just finishing. So
Okay, got it.
I thank the organizers. Of course, I thank Dr. Pandey. I know him. We have been interacting on this subject from time to time. And although I am very busy. I have got some problem, family problem and all that. Somebody is sick in my family. But since I have promised that I will be there with you, I just thought to be part of it. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. You have given us time despite the difficulties, as you have let us know. There are we are enough assured that all the nuclear establishments of India is in a good hands, and all the set patterns that you all people have initiated. So definitely we are enough secured and safe. But for a general concern of people, like there are many of the people who are not much aware about this, I would like to just give you a 1 minute throw on that. How disastrous it could be. Like these all nuclear establishments are generally in the outskirts, but is there any kind of unsafe feeling one should be there in the cities where these establishments are, or what are the symptoms if he comes in the contact of the radiations? So what are the symptoms, first hand symptoms that he will see? Okay. Sir is disconnected, perhaps.
No, sir is here.
Okay.
Hello.
BM Mishra sir is connected.
Disconnected, sir. Disconnected.
Okay, not an issue.
What happened?
Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
Mishra, sir.
Okay, we will continue again. I have the questions for him. So, but in the session, let's move forward. So, to throw us more light on the topic and let us know about the subject, we have Dr. Prahlada Ramarao sir, Padma Shri he is, and he was with DRDO. He was the chief controller and in research and design, aero and science at DRDO, Ministry of Defense. Currently, he is pro-chancellor of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anushandhan Sansthan University, Bangalore. And he was awarded Padma Shri for his outstanding contribution to science and technology domain in 2015 by Honorable Government of India. He was also awarded the Scientist of the Year by DRDO. He has served as a director to biggest research lab of DRDO, that is DRDL, and led various of missile projects. I know him that he was worked with distinguished our missile man and our earlier president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, also he has worked with.
Dr. APJ Abdul
He
Kalam also.
foresees an interdependent linkage between our ancient knowledge and modern science also. And he was very actively interested in modern way of implementations of our ancient old treasured knowledge. So let's welcome him on the dais. Dr. Ramarao sir, the stage is yours.
Thank
Please
you. Thank you.
tell us about the
Welcome,
subject.
sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Amit ji. Are you able to hear me, all of you?
Yeah, you are
Yes,
audible,
sir.
good audible,
Yes,
sir.
I don't have any screen, but I will share my thoughts because I got into this nuclear field when Dr. Abdul Kalam became my boss. That was in 1984. 1984.
Great.
So
great.
he introduced his favorite statement was strength respects strength. He says if India has to be respected by the world, India should be strong. We cannot be weak and expect the world to respect us if we are weak. So he says strength respects strength. So that's how he started. And he brought three major disciplines in the country together. One is nuclear science with the Department of Atomic Energy, then the Department of Space, then Department of DRDO, Defense. These three streams he brought together. He was the one who saw it homogenized in the country, and he showed that these three are interdependent, number one. Number two, they also support each other. Support. It's not that they are independent. They are not vertical. They will support each other. So he did a wonderful job. So what Dr. Guruji was telling, he has very nicely brought about how the nuclear and yoga can be together, how we can handle it. Also, I like what Dr. B.M. Mishra brought out, operational problems, there will be radiation, or there will be exposures due to natural exposure of radiation. There may be accidents, man-made accidents, leakages, natural disasters, anything can happen. So in those conditions, how do we handle it? If it happens, it happens. At least we should be able to handle it. So one is we have the physical routes, how to handle radiation, which I'm sure Dr. Pandeyji, Dr. Mishra, they know very well. They will be telling us how to handle it using physics, biochemistry, and mechanical engineering. How do we handle it? But we, the yoga people, I have been with Nagendra Guruji since about 10 years. And how you see that yoga plays a role in the nuclear radiation, whatever reason. Not a reason, radiation is there in us, then how do we handle it? So it is, see, normally we all feel that yoga means asanas. It's popularly, everybody thinks yoga is centered around asanas, pranayama. So that's how it becomes more physical. Asanas and pranayama are more physical, physics subjects. But what we are saying, which very correctly brought out by Dr. Mishra, is the mind. How we can work in our mind, with our mind, to handle this particular disaster. So it will be, we have to see how mind gets prepared by such talks, what we are talking today, how we do the thinking, that yoga, how we can control effects of radiation, except for human, not only physical body, but the mind also. And how do we think? How we can make sure the mind control all the body functions. See, all the body functions, knowingly or unknowingly, are controlled by the mind and the brain. So if you are able to handle the mind and the brain through the discipline and intervention of yoga and pranayama, you can control the body and the mind. That's what even Guruji told. Thousands of people were there at the nuclear field, but they were not affected because they were controlled by their own mind and body. So we are saying the mind and body, the mind and the brain of the human being is, if you can bring it under your control, you can handle any disaster, including nuclear disaster. This is what is the message I thought I will share. I am convinced this will happen because it's already happening in the medical field. Everybody looking at how the brain and the mind can affect the health of a person. Happiness is already coming. This will also apply to the nuclear field, and I am sure more and more will be told by Dr. Pandey, and we can sum it up. And I thank all of you for such a nice opportunity. And on this particular day, we are all peace lovers. And what Dr. Kalam told is this: all the nuclear is only deterrent. We don't want to use it. We are not the first users. It will be only deterrent. We say we have show our muscle, but we don't want to use it. So thank you very much, and wish you all the best in today's talk.
Thank you, Dr. Ramarao sir, for letting us know about the Sutra Vakya. That's what we call of Dr. Kalam. And you himself worked with him. So that's lovely to hear from you that what all the vision of our great leaders are. And I think that's the similar of a vision of Dr. Bhava Vaj also.
Yes.
That
Yes.
until and unless we are not powerful, until and unless we don't have the bomb. So whether we are using it or not, whether you are going to make it or not, at least you announce that I'm going to make a bomb. I think that was the situation at the time of 1962 war was, if you can correct me. So definitely that's a one aspect of it. Another aspect is that if we have the source, so by any of the means, once in a blue moon, it might be. So let's be prepared for this. And it is a complete of not only a physical of the things, but a combination of a complete of a body, mind, and soul. That's all the complete of the three things is that is going to make the solution of it. So how it is going to make the solution? What are the things associated with it? What are the elements of the yoga which is going to solve the issue, and what all the things that we should keep in our practices? So this all Dr. A.N. Pandey sir is going to talk us today, the specifics of the management solution of yoga for the solution of post-nuclear leakage crisis. So I will be inviting Professor A.N. Pandey sir. But before of that, let me tell you quickly about him. He is right now the director of Spirituality Awareness Program. He is operating from Hyderabad. And earlier he was with BARCF, the Baba Atomic Research Center facility at Kalpakkam. And he has degree in process equipment design, and he is a mechanical engineer himself. He has a special interest in joint venture of a science and spirituality together, and he has done lots of work into this. This is not nuclear is not only one, but he has worked towards the H1N1 side, towards the COVID. I think last year we have done a complete of a webinar where how the ionized plasma could be a solution for the COVID. That's what we had a discussion, and lots of work has been done on that. He has developed various of methods of yoga under the Masters of Yoga and Spirituality. He has published international books on treatment of H1N1 through yoga. And on the current topic itself, he had already written a book way back. This is not a new thing. He has already thought about this, and by grace, he has given me this book, I think, in 2013, he has handed over me this book. And since then, I have read it, I think, twice or thrice about all of this. So, and thought to let you know about all what all this is. This is a yoga solution to manage the post-nuclear leakage crisis. That's a complete book is, where all the things are written in detail. He has also written the management aspects of Hanuman Chalisa, and more than 3,000 ebooks are written by him. And it is published under various of international publishers. The details of the books, the ebooks, thereafter the papers, his work, all the things can be get through his website, that is yogicconcepts.in, yogicconcepts.in. We will you can get a link of this and get a detailed understanding of about all his work. So I will be inviting him on the dais to let us know what are the aspects of a yoga that is going to help for the post-nuclear leakage crisis. Apart from